G'day dickheads, how the fuck are you lot? Another live stream, more fucking Mech Mods. Hope everybody's doing well in lockdown, if you are in lockdown. Everybody hear me alright? Is the audio working? Let's just have a look at the chat. How are we looking? All good. We've got 100 of you cunts already. Fuck yeah, nice one. Nice one. Is it clear? Is it? Is the internet keeping up all right? Have I tried Ranger vape coils yet? No, I have not. Sorry. Dreamer and Blotto set up there. Nice work. Rough McGruff. Good name too. I like that. No. What day of quarantine? But I made 9 mech mods. Fuck yeah, you make mech mods, Drake. Good stuff, mate. Altoids box mods. Yeah, we had one of those the other day from someone when I was at a UK expo. Audio's working, sweet. All right, well, so if you didn't catch the last live stream, I moved house a week and a half or so ago, and I had to box up all of my collection, my mech mod collection. So I thought it'd be fun to go through and unbox them and go through a quick little brief thing on each one of them, and it's like a brief history. It's not a brief history because it took 3 hours, but each mod we spent just a brief amount of time on. That's what I meant by the brief history. But that is all good. So, what am I fucking... Am I in 50 frames? I think I am. Anyway, dickheads. Rightio. Let's have a beer. Let's have a fucking beer first. We're going to have one of these. Let me just... Got a beer, a Hill, check out this. This is a fucking, I bought this purely, I didn't check out whether it's got good reviews. I bought this purely on the basis of the can. It is a Hillbilly Ninja. Hillbilly Ninja, this is great. I love it. This could be like a good cartoon. The Hillbilly Ninjas. Sneak into your house and fucking steal your moonshine. A hazy pale ale by Parallel 49, or 49 Parallel, what does it say on the back here? Parallel 49 Brewing Company, located over in Vancouver, Canada. There you go. My sister has just had to come back from Canada, obviously with the shutdowns of airplanes and airports and everything. She got out of Canada just this week, so she's back home and self-quarantining, as you should do. But, yeah, Vancouver, how are you? Hope you're all fucking good. What have we got on here? What is it? A fucking 5%er, so nothing too fucking crazy. Let's see, does it say anything? Just remember, folks, don't go ninja in on some fella that don't need a ninja in. Or a ninja in? A ninja-ing? I don't know. Let's see how she fucking tastes. Focus camera. Focus camera. Oh, here we go. Oh. Well, looking nice and hazy, dickheads. Looking nice and hazy. Oh, can we get it in there? Oh, fuck. Yes. We're in, dickheads. There you go. As you can see, hazy. Quite sort of, it looks quite brown on camera, but it's more of an orangey hue. Smells fruity. Smells very fruity. Oh, holy shit, I just realised. I'm not full screen. Why am I not full screen? There we go. Is that better? Is that gonna... It's gonna lag. Hopefully that fixes it. Does it fix it? Is it fix it? Thanks for the donation, Pat. Appreciated, mate. How did you cunts let me go for 8 minutes with a fucking screen small? How did I do that for 8 minutes? There we go. Alright. And then we're fucking better. Anyway. That beer is nice. Is nice beer. There's a fucking good pale ale with a a thicker kind of mouthfeel to it than your normal pale ale, that haziness. There's also a little bit more hoppiness in there, but not too herbal hoppy, just a citrus kind of hop flavour. I wonder if it tells us what the hops we used in this one. Nah, not giving us any real info there, dickheads. But the Hillbilly Ninja from Parallel 49. Pair it up with a liquid, shall we? Pair it up with a liquid. Well, it is a tropical kind of flavour. Let's pair it with what I paired the other day. Let's finish off the Coastal Clouds Blueberry Limeade. Sorry to bore you with the same juice, but I haven't set anything else up. Well, I am finished unpacking some of the mods that I had been using. Helps if you... Oh, and there's not even a fucking... There's no wick in there. There's no wick. I just dripped into into a mod with no coil, no wick, and no battery. What a fucking muppet. Fuck it. Let's pair it with Jellyman. Jellyman is an old school juice I got in the UK, I think, on my first expo. It's like a red jelly, a raspberry jelly, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got a real authentic jelly flavour. That's working quite well. That's working quite well. The red raspberry flavours and the jelly nature of this liquid going quite nicely with the tropical fruit flavours of this beer. Yeah, that's a fucking nice pairing. It's really fruity, really tropical beer, and it's going nicely with that raspberry kind of red jelly sort of flavour. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Should we get into some mods? Before we do that, let's just check out what's happening in the chat. Ronnie Cash is in the house. G'day, Ronnie. How are you doing, mate? You're like New York area, aren't you? You guys are in full fucking lockdown virus mode. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Canadian beer is great. It is great, Matt Purden. So is Aussie beer. Americans do a pretty good job too. Oh, I gotta sneeze, but it's not coming. Anyway, into the mix, into the box of mods. So this is what we got to get through today, dickheads. Got to get through that. Ooh. And it weighs a bit. Hang on a second. I need some sort of a platform to put this box on, so I'm not bending down all the time. All right. Well, let's get into it. How's everyone been spending their home time if you've been locked in? All right. Let's get into it. What do we got here? Something from the Philippines. This is an old school one. This is definitely a few years old now, but I do remember this one, and it is beautiful. This was I think the Guti V1, the series. Hang on a sec. Let's get some light down here. How's that? Is that better? What if I... Let's see, what can I do here? How's that? That's better. Get some light on it. Right, so we got the Guti V1, the Guti series. So it was a series mechanical box, dual 18650. Really nice little trick they did here. They made the battery caps. Get the camera to focus. The battery caps are little Filipino flags. Well, the divider, you know, the little triangle split thing. They have the 3 different colors on the Filipino flag. I thought that was pretty cool. Nice little touch there. Very small fire button though. Fire button was too small. I think that was my con when I reviewed this one. Was I wish it had a bigger fire button. It just feels like a button you'd use to adjust your wattage or something, not a fire button. Kennedy V1 on here, I think. Yeah, the original Kennedy, my first Kennedy. I actually bought this Kennedy myself. Look at the brass. Oh, look at the patina on that, dickheads. It needs a clean. Hasn't been used in a while. Yeah, classic fucking RDA here. The original bottom airflow king, I think. Or flavor king, you might say. The Kennedy. The V1. So there you go. First cab out of the fucking rank. What do we got here? Oh, some more Filipino gear, dickhead. Some more Filipino gear. We have the Satan mod from El Diablo. Interesting. We just did their comeback mod. Come on, camera. There we go. The Satan mod. Dual 18650 again. I think this was a parallel. Pretty sure it was a parallel. No, series. Series as well. It's a little series box. And obviously with their sort of El Diablo style on the side there. It was a cool firing button. I remember this fire button was really nice. And it had a locking feature. I think it might be a little bit patinaed at the moment. But it had a little locking feature on there. Just a really nice compact. Oh, come on, camera. What are you doing to me? Nice little compact series box. So, El Diablo. Looking forward to maybe seeing some more of that from you cunts. Your Kennedy 25 is stuck on your Dreamer. Have you taken it off the top cap? Like, take off the top cap of the mod with your Arty still stuck to it. Shouldn't it have some little holes in the inside so that you can put some needle nose pliers in there and then twist off the top cap of the mod from the base of the RDA? This one's a little bit newer. This is not a super classic, but the Iona, I think it was. The Iona, it was a collaboration or a project that I believe someone from Dinner Lady, one of the Dinner Lady team members did. The Iona. Pity this was an 18650. And it only came out last year. It really should have been a 21700. Came with a pretty basic but pretty functional RDA. Sort of interesting, less conventional post design there. But yeah, nice looking, really well built mod. Very, very good quality. Just annoying that it was 18650, not 21700. Onwards we go. Thank you for the donation, Vincent Bournes. Did you get the last one we sent? Oh, Rustic Hands. I believe it is in a bag there. I'm going to open it, but I wanted to open it in one of my Patreon bogs, and I haven't recorded that yet, so it's just sitting in a bag there. But I'm looking forward to opening that one up, mate. Something fairly fresh as well. This one's fairly fresh. It only came out last year. Come on, focus, camera. Doesn't like black things. It doesn't seem to... My camera's racist. Doesn't want to focus on the... This was... What was this? The Wolf? I think they called it the Wolf. The Ruok. That's right. The Ghost mod from Ruok. And, yeah. Just a not bad little cheapie. Very much like the Guti. Not the Guti. What was it? The Bunnaspunty. The Bunnaspunty, kind of along those lines. From the same makers, I do believe. Moving on. Speaking of rustic hands. Speak of the devil. Come on, camera. Stay focused. Speak of the devil, we have one of my Rustic Hands mods. This was the side fire. They do this awesome forced patina. You've got a very sort of apocalyptic style side fire button. Just pushing in here. Really love the acid forced patina they did on this one. And then you've got like a cup system on the bottom here. You just sort of unscrew the Delrin piece. Beautifully crafted, this one, along with the other one they sent. Really looking forward to checking out the new one. And yeah, your little cup system in there. So super, super short for a 21700, and just something pretty cool and unique. Someone commenting on my drinking of beer. It's after midday. It's perfectly fine. Plus, we're on lockdown. Everyone should be sitting back drinking a beer. Shout out from Adelaide cunts. Welcome, Budsy. What do we got here? These are just extension tubes. They're not actually a mod. Let's keep going. That is a regulated device. Don't know why that's in there. That can be picked up later. Aha. This is interesting. This is a nice one. I have a good memory for all the names of these mods. Sometimes. Most of the time. It's ironic because I actually have a pretty shit memory. My wife is always... I remember significant things. I don't remember, like, to do stuff my wife has asked me to do. I just forget to do a lot of shit. The SQ21700. I was really happy when they brought this out because I loved the first one and obviously wanted an upgrade from the 18650 version. This is the gorgeous fucking pink and black. I don't know what you call this, kind of like a splatter stripe system, but yeah, just one of my favorite fucking paint jobs on a mod. Matching it up with a nice little button there. And yeah, just a gorgeous, gorgeous fucking piece. I'll just turn the volume down on the old computer. What do we got here? Oh, this is a piece I haven't looked at for a while. The Brnnhilde Mtl Rta. Yeah, I've had the original Brnnhilde, but I'd like to try the MTL version. Real question is, why wouldn't you be drinking? That is a very good point. Battery Mooch is in the house. How are you, Mooch? Hope you're doing well, buddy. So, we have, what was this? The ABM, American Box Mods, I think this was. ABM, American Box Mods. Just a straight up, I think it was a parallel. Yeah, parallel box mod. Really clean internals. Got like an ABS plastic tray. Really, really clean. Quite tall, quite big for a dual 18650 mod. But really, like, kind of just nicely put together. Very, very clean lines. Very, very sharp. You know, bits, not bits, but joins. Everything is tight. That's the word I'm looking for. Very tight. Very tightly done. And sitting atop it, we have the Deja Vu Dta. This was quite tasty when RDTAs were a big thing. They were popular for a while there. Still around, but remember there was a period where everything was coming out was an RDTA. Moving along. What do we got here? Something a little bit more recent. BB Longneck at 8 in the fucking morning. Yeah, I've seen that video. It's some funny shit. So this was from Vape Smarter. vapesmarter.org. Come on, camera. When are you? There we go. Beautiful, handcrafted, stabilized wood. He stabilizes his own wood. He actually sources his wood sustainably. And for every tree he cuts down, he plants like 5 or 10 or something like that. So really, really nice that he does sustainable mods. Does the acrylic and stabilized wood himself. Inlays this little paw print in the name of his dog, which is pretty cool. Alfie, I think his dog is. But yeah, really, really great dude. Making some nice mods over there in the UK. Moving on. Something else, I believe, from the UK. If I can find the edge of the glad wrap. Come on. Yeah, there we go. What's happening in chat? Much love from America. Much love to America. Hello from Perth. How are you doing over in Perth? I don't understand how you can... What? I don't understand how you can afford all those fucking vapes. Theo, I don't buy these vapes. They are sent to me for the purpose of review, and then I choose to hang on to the Mech Mods. Most of the other sort of regulated stuff I give away, but the Mech Mods are my collection, or my thing, so I fucking collect them. But no, I definitely could not afford to buy all of these mods. I'm very, very blessed to receive them for review. This is the depth charge. Picked this up in the UK when I was over at an expo. Just a really simple, like, it's a clean ass tube. There's really not much on here. Looks very much like a Kennedy roundhouse kind of thing. And then this very, oh, come on camera. It's very bold, and I love just the bold depth charge on there. It looks like a depth charge in its shape, and they've just kept it really simple. Really, really smooth button. I remember the button. Come on, camera. You can do it. You can do this, mate. There we go. Frank, come on. Come on, Frank. There we go. Right, so yeah, beautiful, beautiful button. And a reverse threading on the bottom cap, which was interesting. Pity was an 18650. But... oh, what? Oh, that's right. There's an extra contact in there. But still an awesome mod nonetheless. Forget which company made this one. The depth charge. Moving on. Oh wow, this is some old school Filipino shit right here. Ohio is in lockdown. How are you, Stu? G'day, Benji. 2016 depth charge might have. No, I don't think it was 2016. I don't think it was that long ago. Maybe 2017, 2018. Argentina's in the house. Nothing like a good mech mod. That is right, Thug Life. Now this one, I don't think I've heard anything from this company since, but Dirty Little Fingers Concepts over in the Philippines. This very old school, very old school box mod, wooden box mod. Got that kind of crazy shape to it. I think this was made from, might have been ironwood again. That really, really tough wood in the Philippines. I'm not sure whether this was one of them, but I think it may have been that really, really tough wood. Maybe it doesn't feel heavy enough. I don't know. But yeah, just a straight up, simple, parallel box mod. No, series. No, parallel. Yeah, parallel. And yeah, a fucking old school bit of kit. I can't remember when this one came out. I have to look back through. I definitely did a review on it, but it was a while ago. And it had the Mad Hatter. I've got the Mad Hatter RDA on here. You can't remember this? The Mad Hatter. This was from a period when we were just getting so many new, interesting, different RDAs out of China. And this one had a flip top. If I can get it to flip. There we go. Have a look at this. G'day, dickheads. How's about filling up your fucking natty? It's a bit crusty. There's some patina and shit in there. Oh, look at that brass. Definitely needs a bit of a clean. But yeah, old school 3-post. Look at the build I've got in here. This is a bit of a trip down memory lane. Have a look at the build in that. Round wire. Helps if you get it on camera properly. Round wire, there you go. Single wire. I reckon this would have been about 0.13, 0.15, something like that. Some 24 gauge. Maybe it's 22 gauge. Could be 22 gauge. Bottom airflow. Flavor City, back in the day. The Mad Hatter. Who had a Mad Hatter? Who's in the chat and had a Mad Hatter? You wanted a Mad Hatter so bad. They weren't expensive. They were like, I think they were from Cy Green. I don't get it off here. It won't come off. It's unscrewing the 510 from the mod. I think it was Cy Green. Was it Cy Green that did this one? What was it, guys? I think it was Cy Green. They also did the Freak Show, other stuff like that. Someone still have it. You still have one. They had 2 Mad Hatters. They had them in a bunch of colours. Do you remember they had like live green, you could get white, and they did splatter colours and all that kind of shit. It's like the golden age of RDAs. Just had like a new one every few days out of China, and they were cheap. So another one from the Philippines, another one from El Diablo. This is probably going to, show you just how many great mods El Diablo were making back before they sort of took a break. This one was the Moloch. The Moloch, which was a little 18650. This was #1 too. Look at that. Serial #1. That's fucking cool. A little bit of leather inlaid on the side there. And this sort of interesting shape here to sort of nestle your fingers into, fire it like that. Very, very small and compact. This would be a great one for a little mouth-to-lung mechanical setup. But a bit of Ultim on the bottom there. Cool little battery cap design that slides out. Just a classic piece. The Moloch. El Diablo. Very cool. Very cool. Some Russian custom mods. Oh, this is one that I've kind of forgotten about when I was thinking about favorite mech mods. This one was cool. I really like this one. I love the shape of this one. This was the Infinity Twist, I think, from RCM, Russian custom mods. That's a bit better. Not so bright. There we are. So yeah, the Infinity Twist. So they did the Infinity and then they did a twisted version. Really, really nice and clean. Love the button on this one. Different to their newer buttons. Constant contact still, but a little bit different to their newer style of buttons. There we go. Now you can see it. But constant contact. And the same system whereby you took out this ring. If you want to use it with an 18650. Tricky getting these to thread though. They were always a little bit... There we go. But yeah, you can make it shorter when you use an 18650 because you take out that ring. Loved it. Put a moonshot on that. That's a classic fucking Addy. I've got one of those somewhere. Need to get you an RCM. Yeah, the RCMs I've really liked. I don't think I've been disappointed by any of the RCMs. Got a new one coming in for review pretty soon. Come on. I love the thick threads that they use, but they are sometimes a little tricky to get going. Once they go, they're fucking great. Come on. Aha. Sweet as cunts. Cheers, hope you're all doing well. If you've just joined us, if you've just tuned in, you don't know what the fuck's going on. I moved house a couple of weeks ago, or a week and a half, and I've got a lot of mods to box up. So I boxed them up, and now I've got to unbox them. I thought we'd go through the unboxing, show you cunts a few mods. Now these guys no longer exist, and I don't know whatever happened to them. I'd love to know what happened to these guys, because I was actually going to do a little collab project with them, and then they just disappeared. If you remember, J Mods box builds. These were a couple of the first pieces I received from J Mods. Sort of Hammond style boxes, custom boxes, and then they moved to their own custom box. So this was a Hammond box that they shaved the tops off to make it nice and level. Really nice little PWM boxes. But then they moved to their own CNC box, which didn't have the magnets on the door and that sort of thing. And these had like a lifetime guarantee. Oh, this one was really tight. That's right, this was a tight door. And then they just disappeared. We were going to do like a new PWM with a new style of PWM that they'd found that was really, really good. And then they just disappeared. Does anybody know what happened to Jason? Like whether he just got into financial trouble and the company shut down, but he just disappeared and didn't respond to any of my Facebook messages after it happened. Anybody know what happened there with JMod's box builds? Thanks, Shane. Shout out to the Patreons. Hope you're doing well, mate. I know that you've had some recent developments in your spinal injury. I hope you're doing well, mate. I hope you're doing well. Rage Box Mods out of Arkansas went out of business as well. Yeah, I think there was some of these smaller modders that maybe just couldn't sort of move or transition with the change of the industries. But yeah, would love to know what happened to JMod's box builds. I had a few people message me about mods they were waiting on and they just never got a reply. So interested to see what actually happened to him. A lot of raw brass and copper in the last video, mate. And there's plenty of stuff coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. But here's another painted one for you. What was this? This was the... Oh, now everyone was saying before, your memory's pretty good, but I can't remember what this one was. Who did... Was this No, this isn't Vulcan Mods. This is a Russian mod. Who knows what this is? What is this? What is this? I can't remember it. Mental blanked. But definitely Russian. Really, really well built. Love the paint job on this one. Really solid paint job. 21700, constant contact. They went bankrupt. Yeah, I figured so, Ronnie. Oh, that's right. And they use the acrylic in the actual switch and the button there. So that's your button. Fuck, what was this mod? The mortar? Overlord, that's it. The Overlord. Great mod. Love this mod. Love what the Russians are doing these days. Doing some great mods over there in Russia. As with some of the Italians. Got a nice Italian mod here. Overlord God mod. Was it? God mod. Yeah. Nice one, guys. Alright. Calm down. Now this one. Fuck, I can't remember the name, but I do remember all about it. A pretty fucking neat design here. Very interesting. Made in Italy. Had a locking feature. So, what was it called? See, this is what I mean. Everyone's like, oh, you remember what that was called? I don't remember what this one was called. Beautiful, beautiful Italian made. A Ultim piece on the outside here, painted. Button. Basically, there were no threads with this one that carried any current. So the threading in the top here, okay, that threads into Delrin, so it doesn't carry a current. And then you've got an inner tube, which as you push that button in the bottom, right, push it in the bottom, that comes up, hits the top piece here, creates a circuit, and there's a spring. You have a spring down inside the tube that your battery sits on. But yeah, it doesn't have any threads that carry current, which was a first that I'd received anyway. First that I had received. The Panzer. Yeah, the Panzer is a mod that I would still love to get my hands on. If anybody has a Panzer that they want to move on, that was like one of the fucking bee's knees mods. That was one of the mods that you wanted to get probably 5 years ago when Mech Mods were the power device. Panzers, dude, they were so hard to get. So hard to get. Broadside is still Maverick's favorite. This one's a nice one from the US. From the US of A. The US one from Trinity Glass, I think it was. Get the camera to focus. Right, there we go. Yeah, the US one from Trinity Glass, I think it was. Yeah, beautiful. I think this was still 18650. It's a little older now, and obviously has their beautiful RDA with the hybrid glass and stainless steel, which is pretty fucking cool. Just a really nice kit here. This one with the RDA and the mod, and yeah, a nice, interesting shape to it. Simple engravings on the side. Nice little switch there with the Trinity glass comp mod. Yeah, just a beautiful piece. And this RDA was very sort of cool and unique in its style with the glass top cap. Oh, there's still a dirty ass wick in there. That is literally years old, that wick. That's gross. Disgusting myself. David Mathens likes his Kennedys and his Death Wish mods. I do too. I like those. Mortal Mod Siege mod. That was a good one. Thank you, Sergio Gonzalez. Thank you for joining up as a Patreon. Appreciate it, mate. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I almost want to save this for when I have the other one. I got them both here. Yeah, we're going to come to that when I have both of them together, because there's a V1 and a V2. This is a regulated mod. That doesn't need to be in there. Oh, here we go. here we go. One of my favourite mods of all time, and this thing got a lot of use. Got a lot of use. The Murals mod. We did that in the last video, I'm pretty sure. The Murals mod was in the last video, my man. Last unboxing video. Here we have the Hammer of God. Fuck yeah, dickheads. Now, I think this was the V2? I think, was this the V2? I can't remember which version this was, but one of my favourite mods of all time. Looks like your fridge got a really nice paint job. But I love this dip that they did. They did a few different really, really cool colours. Serial number 300, like that as well. Got the original Bonzer on there. How's about that, dickheads? With that sandblasted and the gold. O-rings have seized up. But yeah, classic mod that. The Hammer of God. And that paint job. I think for me, the paint job was a big factor. I just loved the paint job on this one. Yeah, that's a good idea there, Shane. Who can name that mod? Let's do a bit of that. Making work go so much faster. Sweet, Jesse. That's what I'm here to do, mate. Keep you guys entertained. If you're not working and you're just bored out of your fucking brain at home because the government's told you to stay home, which you should. All right, about the only time I'll tell you to listen to the government is now. Any other time, I'd say fuck those idiots. But at the moment, we do need to listen to them. Stay home, and we'll do our best to keep you entertained. What Purge mods do I have? We will get to some Purges. I've got some Purges for sure. Acid Purple Hog. That's what it was. The Hog V3, not the V2, the V3. Yeah, the Acid Purple. Yeah, Steve's great, man. If you have a problem, Kennedy will always look after you. Right, let's see if you can name this mod. See if I can name this mod. I need to remember the name of this mod first. Oh, I do. I do remember the name of this mod. Who knows the name of this here mod? It is Filipino. Camera's going to focus in a second. There we go. Who can name this mod? What do we got? What do we got here? Who knows what this is? Surely there's a Filipino in the house that can tell me what it is. What is it, cunts? What's this mod? Dun, 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 dun. No? No one can tell me? ScoMo is not dealing with it as well as I think he could. Which is to be expected because he's a fucking useless wet flannel. Cheers, Joshua. I love the skateboard decks too, mate. Who knows what this mod is? Anybody know? No? Don't know what the mod is? The Hannya. Is it the Hannya? It's close. You're almost there. You need one more letter. The Panyol. That's right. Frenzel Grandos. The Panyol. Someone else is very close with the Panya. Flamingo's Gaming is very close with his Hannya mod. But sorry, the camera's unfocused. The Panyol mod. Single 18650. Non-hybrid. Which is kind of handy if you want to use something like a K-Fun Lite, which I'm a little bit wary of the 510 not being hybrid safe. I used mine on this one quite a bit. Great little sort of compact mod from the Philippines. Beautiful. For the makers of the Kalasag, I believe. Moving on. Speaking of which, BB Box Mods over in the Philippines, makers of the Panyol and also the Kalasag. Someone asked me what was my most customized mod the other day, and this would be the most customized mod that I own for sure. So we've got the Kalasag, which is this bit here. Have a look at the engravings on this thing and the paint job. Absolutely stunning. So the Kalasag mod and then the booster kit, All right, so you've got the booster kit and the mod itself. So it turns it in from a parallel mod to a para series mod. So your 8.4 volts. And the reason it's the most customized mod that I own is not only did they put the Vaping Bogan logo on the booster kit, but they know I love Arsenal and they put the Arsenal badge on the mod, which this is just good. I just love this. This is just fucking, this is super cool. One of the most personalized, customized pieces that I own for sure. Very, very special piece that will never be fucking leaving my possession. So, yeah, the Kalasag, great mod, great mod. They've got a V2 out now, which I haven't had the privilege of checking out. I need a vape, dickheads. Let's pause for a vape. Still buffet. What am I vaping on? I busted out the Grim kit. Mr. Grim Greens. Come on. Focus. No, I'm going to have to tap you. Frank, you fucking shit cunt. There you go. So, yeah, using the Grim kit. Just really love this little thing. For around the house, just an around the house fucking mouth to lung, 0.7 ohm coil. Vaping on some Alpha and Omega from Vaporize in that one. Also been testing the new Peacemaker sub-ohm tank version 2 with the double barrel limited edition brass version. So Squid Industries have come out with another version of their sub-ohm tank Peacemaker. This is pretty cool because it's got TFV8 threaded coils for your sub-ohm stuff, and then there's an adapter so you can use Nautilus coils. Which is really, really neat. Flavor is really decent off of the coil that it comes with. I can't seem to run it though at the maximum wattage. I can only do 65 watts and that's sweet. Otherwise it starts to get a little bit of a dry hit. But the good thing is TFV8 coils, you can use about 8 different companies' brands in there. So vaping on that with some, I found this in my juice collection that I never got to, which I really should have because it is delicious. It is Hit That Donut from Mr. Mike Vapes. Chocolate donut. Really, really tasty. Really, really tasty. Loving that chocolate donut there from Mr. Mike Vapes. Tasty stuff, mate. Good work. And what else am I vaping on? I'm testing a new RTA, a new prototype. Helps if you unlock your mod. New prototype tank and new mini fucking Odin. That'll be coming soon. And that's about what I got going today. I still need to unpack some shit. Anyway. Oh, and of course the Able, the cotton candy Able from Avid Life with the Jelly Man in there. Right, moving on. Oh, now this is not a mech mod. Oh, there's a bunch of non-mech mods in here. I want to show this mod anyway, because it is just... It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Over the top. Definitely a gimmick. No denying that it's a gimmick. And definitely questionable as to whether they should have released it, but... The gang mod. Who remembers when this came out? The gang mod. Oh, the Knuckle Duster. So it's actually a single, as big as it is, it's a single 18650 regulated device. It was a little bit weak. It didn't hit the 60 watts that it said it did. And it weighs a fair bit. But it is just absolutely ridiculous. There's your interior. If the camera... There you go, Frank. Come on, Frank. Good job, mate. There we are. So look how much fucking space there is around the battery. It's just insane. It's stupid. There is still a battery in there. Let's put a little mouth to lung tank on there and see if it still vapes. It turns on. I turned it on before I packed it. I did see that it was still on. Turn the wattage down. That's good. All right. Still works. Still works. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Yeah, definitely a stupid mod, but I'm really glad I have it in the collection because it is a one of a kind, probably never to be done again kind of thing. Don't hit anyone with that. Yeah, there's definitely a few. There's a few states in America, I think, that you could get yourself shot if you were vaping on that on a street corner. Moving on. More goodies from the Philippines, from El Diablo. What does the screen look like on that gang mod? Super fucking lame. The screen is this dumb ass fucking design. It's probably one of the first companies to do like a car odometer kind of thing. Yeah, look at it. It gave you all the information, dates and batteries and voltage outputs. Actually quite extensive in the information, but it looks super old school and funny. One of the first sort of color screen pieces or mods with a color screen. Yes, the El Diablo, what was this? The Lucifer. This was a cool piece. Now this was able to do parallel and series. You could switch it around, but it had a not an easy design to do it. This one needs a polish. It was gold plated and yeah, there's a bit of oxidization and I think that's actually just VG and shit that's built up on there. But needs a clean up. But the Lucifer mod, locking feature, and the Baal V3. That's right. This is the V3 Baal with a custom tip on there. This was a cool piece, man. This was a cool piece. And you could take these sleeves off. The little magnets on them. Oh. So yeah, classic piece, El Diablo Lucifer mod. Really cool. Dual 18 650 if I didn't mention it, and this sort of trigger system here. Back when pistol grip mods were fucking a real thing. Everybody was doing them. Here's another one. Also from the Philippines. Beat your mate and vape afterwards. Yeah, that's the gang mod. Yeah, technically illegal in Florida. Probably. It is a Knuckle Duster. I don't know how it got into the country for me, because the Australian Federal Police and Border Force are usually pretty onto your Knuckle Dusters and stuff like that. When you need a vape after a bashing. This one here. Now, who was this from? This was from Optimum Mods. The Gauntlet Hybrid. The Gauntlet. So this was another little kind of pistol grip style thing. Kind of like this. I guess you gripped it like that. Fire button on the other side. This was a cool little mod though. I did enjoy this one. Copper accents, which looked really good when they were polished. They don't look so good now. And they put my name on it. That was a nice little personal touch. Just put Sam. Nice. Oh, cheers, guys. But yeah, Delrin body, black Delrin body. Really cool little piece. Another nice little Filipino box mod. We got all the Filipino box mods. We got more El Diablo stuff. Just standard quality. Thanks for telling me I look good there. Sailing Alone. I don't think they're going to make everyone 1080. Surely not. There'd be tons of people with 4K videos that want to have them running, and people that want to watch them in 4K. I've never heard that, but anyway, the Incubus from El Diablo. Again, another beautiful little Filipino one from El Diablo from back in the day. This was was it parallel or series? Series. No, parallel. Parallel. Maybe series. No, it's series. I think it's series. Yeah. Had a cool way to load your batteries. So you just, again, I need to polish this. The patina has made it quite stiff. But yeah, pulled your top cap off there. Bunged your batteries in. Aluminium body, brass top and bottom caps. Silver plated battery caps. And this awesome Egyptian Incubus engraving on either side. And this RDA. Who remembers this RDA? The Skywalker. Come on, Frank. You're not doing your job, mate. The Skywalker RDA. This was actually pretty good. I quite liked this RDA when it came out. Little 2-poster job. There's your coils. Big, beefy, dual post system. And a good flavor RDA. Really, really quite good flavor off of this one. Moving on. What have we got in here? Let's do these two. So I was talking about pistol grip mods being a bit of a thing, bit of a period where everyone was doing pistol grip mods. This one here was one of, and still is, one of the best made mods that I've ever received. It is from Optimum Mods, but this was the 4th Horseman Customs version of the Resback, basically. The Magnum, sorry, the Magnum, and then the Resback followed afterwards. So Optimum Mods made it for the 4th Horse Customs, which I think was a little project that Pete Broody from, what do you call it? Dragon's Den Vapor, is that correct? Was it Pete Broody that did this with Optimum Mods? Who's old school and fucking remembers this thing? I can't remember. But anyway, 4th Horseman. Magnum mod, done by Optimum Mods over in the Philippines. The thing that was dope about this is it has this button on the side here, and you just... Whoom. So beautifully done, this one. Needs a bit of a clean. As with all weaponry, you should keep it clean so that it runs properly. But this was so beautifully put together. The tolerances on this were just absolutely stunning. And you push this button in and it releases your dual 18650. And it was just a fucking like... That's why we loved it. Because you'd put your batteries in and then you'd load it up. And you... Stephen Durkee has been trying to get me to sell the follow-up. So there was this one that came out first, the Magnum. Really, really big and beefy, super heavy. Got the Temple RDA on here from Vapor's Cloud. Now, that is a classic. One of my favorite RDAs from back in the day. Come on, Frank. What are you doing? Focus, you fuck. Anyway, the Temple RDA, loved that one. And then after they came out with the Magnum, the follow-up was the Resback. What beer am I drinking? Someone asked. They missed the beer I'm drinking. I'm drinking a Hillbilly Ninja. This is a can of beer I bought purely, if Frank would do his job. Thank you, go. There we go. On the label, on the can. Just a fucking cool ass can of beer. A hazy pale ale. Getting back to the Resback. So this is the one that Steven is trying to get me to sell him for fucking years. This was the follow-up to the Magnum, and yeah, getting pretty fucking cool looking with this handle. Very, very comfortable, I gotta say. Super, super comfortable, this one. Very, very cool looking. Got your release button here, your fire button here, and yeah, you just press this fire button, out comes this one. Ah, so good. One of the best made mods ever. And the reason they're good, fun fact for you, Optimum Mods actually also machine parts for Boeing. And if they're machining parts for Boeing, you know they're going to be pretty fucking precise with their work. So no surprise that their mech mods are absolutely awesome. Sitting atop it, also from the Philippines, the Vape Breed, I can't remember which Addy this was, the Vape Breed version 2. There we go, the version 2 Vape Breed Addy. Come on, Frank. You're really not doing a great job here, mate. Go lift your game. Yeah, So there you go, the Resback and the Vape Breed Addy. Oh, God, I just love doing that. Do I have a Patriot RDA? No, I never got a Patriot. That was when I was sort of just getting into rebuildables and that sort of thing, and Patriots were very fucking expensive. They were expensive. Yeah, Filipino mods do still look cool years later because they always had some really cool, interesting, sort of funky designs. They were never just sort of boring, run-of-the-mill stuff. Now, here we have the mod that started it all. The very, very first mod that I ever reviewed, the first product that I ever reviewed, the Green Tank Crossing mod. G'day, fucking dickheads, vaping bloody bogan. Gotta check out the fucking Tank Crossing mod, you fucking cunts. That was where it all started. That was the fucking voice. So yeah, a parallel. This was one of the first really affordable, half decent built. Some blue tack on the bottom here, so I've had it sitting on a shelf so it wouldn't fall over because it wasn't super flat. The bottom. Let me clean it off. Clean you up. But yeah, this is what started it all. The 16 fucking gauge wire, mate. 16 fucking gauge. So it wasn't technically mechanical because it does have wires connecting the top and bottom plate, but you know, it is a mechanical switch. This big block of copper just slamming into the 510, and yeah, that's what started it all. That's what started it all. And there's even a sticker that I had. Someone made me some stickers, and this is actually a shot, I think, from that very first video. It is. That's a screenshot from the very first video. Sub home your dick off. Not to be used by persons under 18. I love how they printed that on the side. But yeah, this is old school. This is 6 years old or nearly. Very first product that I ever did a review on. And if you remember, cunts, it was really a joke. Like, it wasn't meant to turn into a channel. It wasn't meant to turn into this. I had no intentions of becoming a YouTuber, as you might say, but nonetheless, people fucking watched, and I kept doing them. So thanks for supporting me on this journey. Jeez, we got some more Filipino gear, dickheads. We got plenty of Filipino gear. I'm gonna get to that in a second. I want to show you these though. This is one of my favorite little collections that I have. Where's the rest of it? Here we go. So Vapors Cloud fans will remember these mods. The VCP, the Piglet. Who remembers the Piglet? So we had the Piglet from Vapors Cloud, and that was this one here, a aluminium, or the black bits are aluminium, and then the brass bits obviously holding it all together. And this was a series box mod that packed a punch. These hit so fucking hard. Really, really clean looking. Sitting atop it, I have the Glacier V2, I think this was. This was the V2 Glacier. I never got a V1, but the Glacier V2, old school. Whoa. Come on. Man, O-rings when they've been sitting around for a few years. Whew. How's about the deck on this fucker? Velocity style posts. This is what everybody went to around about this time. I don't know why I've only got one coil in here. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on there. and that's probably not going to go back down now. Holy shit, they did. Anyway, so the VCP, or the Piglet, as it was affectionately known, started a sort of series of these mods from Vapors Cloud, and these were these were awesome. Everybody loved these. So I loved that one. Then they came out with this big boy, and by today's standards, you'd never buy a mod like this because 26 650 batteries. We're not talking 20 650, talking 26 650 batteries. So the big fat fuckers, and they came out with the VCP, the fat boy, the 26 650 version. So you can see the difference in size. Pretty funny. Just a big fat version of it. But didn't hit very well because, let's face it, 26650 batteries are shit. The voltage sag is terrible on them. But a piece that I'm really glad I have in the collection. And sitting atop it, the Mod Father, big RTA, big 30mm RTA, the Mod Father. But a great looking setup, definitely a nice shelf piece, but not something that I would use just because, yeah, 26650s are shit. But then they came out with some other variations on the Piglet. And I was working at Vaporize at the time, and so I very selfishly went through the box of stock when it came in, and I was putting it into its spot, and I managed to nab myself the copper version of the Boss. So this was the Piglet Boss, which was a full solid copper. This thing weighs a fucking ton. Serial number 420. This was a happy day for me when I found this in the stack of mods. So yeah, I purchased this one myself. 420, love it. Fucking full copper. Needs a good polish. These look really sick when they were fully polished because they'd just be shiny copper all over. Got a Glacier V2 on there, all matchy match. Have a look at how tall some of the RDAs were we used back in the day. They were just like fucking skyscrapers. And the drip tips as well. You just wouldn't see something like that in today's products. Just hilarious. But yeah, classic piece. So to complete this setup, I then have the King version. So they did the Piglet, then they did the Piglet Boss in the copper, and then they did the Piglet King. And the King was the brass version. So everything is the same on these. I found number 15. Fucking low as shit, mate. Brass all over. Again, weighs a lot due to the weight of the metals. But yeah, just gorgeous, classic pieces. Classic pieces. Who had a fucking Piglet? Who had one of the variations of the Piglet? That is awesome. Shout out. Hang on. Where is it? Where's it? Chat's moving too fast. Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to you, Phoenix, for wanting your hair cut like this, mate. Good stuff. Go and get yourself a mullet, mate. Go and get yourself a mullet. You won't regret it. Ladies love it. Love it, mate. Shout out to you, Phoenix. Good stuff, mate. What else have we got here? Looks like an SOB. Do I have a didgeridoo? No, I don't have a didgeridoo. I've tried playing them. It's really hard. It's not an easy instrument to play. You've got to have very good lung capacity and stuff in your lips. I don't know. But no, I don't have a didgeridoo. Yeah, new live streaming is a newer thing that I'm doing. I've finally got OBS all set up and got into the new house, and the internet's good. So yeah, going to be doing a lot more live streams. Did one the other day, but going to keep it going. Don't you fucking worry. Where's that gone? Damn it. You fucking put your mods down or you drop them. There it is. Wanted some Nick Salts. All right, moving on. Let's keep going. So back to the Philippines. Who likes Filipino mods? I do. Yeah, Glacier V2 was a classic. Really good. Oh, wow. Shout out to Stephen Sard, whose wife is suffering from COVID-19. Crazy. Hope she's doing all good, man. Your brother came home with a didgeridoo, Jenny. All right. Equilibrium. The Equilibrium. This is another stunning piece out of the Philippines. Look at the engravings on this thing. God, that looks good. Just looks fucking awesome. So this is Mythical Vaping Concept. Really, really nice fucking parallel, but also series. So you could run it in parallel, you could run it in series, and exquisitely done. The engravings on this thing are just beautiful. They're really, really intricate, but then they're subtle. You know, they're not in your face like the Calisag sort of thing. You know, they're very, very subtle. Love the battery caps on this, and just a beautiful piece. The locking mechanism. So it has a little locking feature here. You can spin this so you can't fire the button. Just, again, a beautiful box mod. Very classic and boxy in its shape. Big square box, but beautiful nonetheless. Oh, we got heaps of Filipino shit. I know people were asking in the last video, where's all the nice Filipino mods? Well, this is where more of the nice Filipino mods are. Day 8 of the symptoms, starting to feel a little better. So she's on the out of it. Edibles are helping make her more comfortable. Yeah, good idea. That's a good idea. Definitely don't want to be smoking stuff when you've got a respiratory virus, but get onto the edibles. This beautiful, one of my favorite pieces out of the Philippines, one of my favorite pieces from El Diablo, the Samael, also almost my name, Samuel, Samael. This thing is just gorgeous, like the green, this emerald green, turquoise green. Holy fuck, it looks like marble. It looks like a beautiful marble piece, and then it turns into this fantastic white speckled green on the other side. Matching drip tip. I love that they actually did a little matching tip for these kits. The Baal V4 RDA, which again was a really nice RDA. Needs a bit of a clean up. The gold is getting a little bit of patina and stuff on there, but that'll clean up really well. And the matching button. Love it when they do a matching button. But yeah, again, parallel 18650. I believe it was parallel. I could be wrong. Yeah, parallel. And yeah, just love this mod. One of my prized pieces in the collection. More Filipino stuff. The Filipinos are going to get lots of attention today. Green resin, that's right. So this was the Guti V2, or the Guti Series V2. So the first one was that little red one I showed you, and then now this was the V2. So also from Optimum Mods. Similar in a way to the original, but I like that they've gone with a much bigger button on the V2, some nice little cutouts, and went to a black Delrin body, and a much wider 510 plate. The Guti Series. Silver plated contacts with a little, again, with those little flags, little Filipino flags in there. A little bit of customization. Thank you, boys. But yeah, another classic piece from the Philippines. How's everybody doing there? We getting bored yet? No? Good. If Liverpool win the league, you can send that to me. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I mean, they're clearly so far out in front they were going to win the league, but kind of sucks if they don't at least get, what is it, one more win they needed to mathematically secure it. Be good if they could get that one more game done so that it was a true title. Otherwise, everyone's all going to be like, oh, you got the title when the coronavirus cut the season short. You know, I'd hate that. That'd suck for Liverpool after 30 years of waiting. But could well happen. Anyway, another Filipino bit. The Evoke from Alter Ego. This was a beautiful piece. You can interchange the sleeves. You can get different sleeves for it. I got a black one as well for this. A little bit of Vaping Bogan customization there. I love that gang text they use. It's pretty cool. So the Evoke from Alter Ego, and sitting atop it, the matchy match setup. Who remembers the original Icon RDA from Mike Vapes? I think this was his first RDA, I think, the Icon. Original Icon. Must have been close to his first, if not his very first RDA. See if we can get the top cap off, if the O-rings haven't seized up too much. Where is it? And, come on, Frank. What are you doing, mate? There we go. So, yeah, the fucked up deck, because the legs on the outside are lower than the legs on the inside. So they get in the way of your wicking. You should have put the legs on the outside higher than the ones on the inside. That was the major flaw in this RDA, but still a great RDA. Back in its time. By today's standards, you wouldn't buy it, but back in the day, it was definitely a good choice. But that mod, beautiful stuff. The Immortal, the Grip, 21700s. I think they might have changed it because mine doesn't take 21700s, I'm pretty sure. It took 2650s, but it wouldn't take 21s. They must have adjusted it slightly. Yeah, my camera's named Frank. You have to name your camera. Well, you can name your camera because I link it to my phone to transfer a live feed of what it's filming, so that I can watch it on an iPhone above me when I'm doing up top time. So my two cameras are Frank, and I think the other one. I can't remember the other one, but yeah, Frank's my main camera. So when it pops up on your Wi-Fi connection, it says Frank, so I know what it is. Have I unpacked the Monarch? No, I haven't unpacked the Monarch yet. We'll get to the Monarch. Another beautiful Filipino, very boxy, very boxy mod, this one, but I still like it. The white Delrin and the brass looks really clean. A Vape Breed, I think it was a parallel box. It is a parallel box from Vape Breed. I don't know whether this is the first one or the second parallel box that they did, but very basic and boxy in its shape, but quite like the simple, clean lines with the white and the brass. But again, old school kind of box mod shape to it. Hard hitting. Another beautiful piece from Vape Breed. Yeah, there's lots of very flary kind of mech mods back in the day. Now, what was this one? This was... Oh, that's right. The Comj. The Comj. So this was China's attempt at a stabilized wood mechanical box. And it was actually not bad, and it wasn't crazy expensive. So stabilized wood all out. Very simple. Big button. And, yeah, little magnets held on by the battery. So if you tried to put the door in without a battery, it often fell out. Little squonk bottle in there. Very thin metals, though. But still hit reasonably hard. Got a, what is this? This is a Bonzer original prototype. There's no logos on it, and there's no engraving up the top. There you go. That's what a Bonzer 1, the version 1, looked like without any engravings. Something a little different. A little clean. So yeah, the Comj. K-O-M-G-E. Comj. That is not a mech mod. We'll get to that another day. This was the other one that I was getting confused with the Spruzer, I think. Getting the Spruzer and the Pumper mixed up the other day. Now we have the other one here. The Nookie V4, that's right. Yeah, the Vape Breed Nookies. Have a good one, Gavin. Stay safe, bro. Yes, so this was, I think, what was this? The Spruzer or the Pumper? But yeah, as Modus's venture into alternative ways of squonking bred this Pumper Spruzer type thing where you're pushing down, and if we have a look, here it goes. Come on out. Is it going to come out? There we go. So you had this little doohickey, which was pretty funny. So you pumped it up, I mean, that was that just, yeah, that was just like that. So, yeah, little plastic PVC bottle or PET with a pump in it. Quite weird. Quite weird. But worked better than the pumper or the other one. I still get confused as to which one was which. But it's Modus 21700 or 2700 at least. And yeah, not a bad little stabilized squonker that was a bit different to how you normally would squonk. Oh, shout out to Jenny. Jenny's design page. What's your page again, Jenny? She did that awesome caricature of me. Shout out to you, for sure. You can get a shout out. The Pumper. Yeah, the Pumper. It sounds like a male porn star. A tube. We haven't had many tubes in this box. This was... What was this? This was sort of recent. This one was one I couldn't believe that it wasn't 21700 because it had... what is this? The AIV. I can't remember what this is. Here we go. One I can't remember. The memory fails. It is this copper tube. It's not that old because I remember when I got it, it has like a bottle cap design on the bottom here, which is kind of interesting and cool. But yeah, if you unscrew it, look at the inside here. You can fit a 21700, no worries in there, but they've just got all this tube, this excess tube. So much metal. This thing feels like it's got a battery in, but it doesn't have a battery in there. What mod was that? I can't remember the name of this mod, but it's not that old. Yeah, I just can't remember it. I cannot remember it. Someone will tell me. Sitting atop that, if you're wondering, is a Bonzer 1.5 prototype. Again, no engravings. Some of the prototypes that I would get would have no engravings because it saves, you know, time and money. But yeah, there is a copper Bonzer 1.5 with no logos. Pretty cool. Very clean. Very clean. Jenny Sin Designs. That's right. Check out Jenny Sin Designs. She does some awesome little pictures of reviewers and personalities. Did a great one of me. Do you have any SOB products? Yes. I have one or two somewhere in the mix. Do I have any plans to do a Bonzer 2? Not plans as such. Like I haven't got any designs in place, but I do want to do, whether it be a Bonzer 2 or another tube mod. I definitely will be doing something in the tube area, but whether it's a Bonzer 2 or something different with a new name. But yeah, I'm not going to work with Vandy Vape on it. We'll work with somebody else. So maybe Vandy Vape have said that I can have the designs from the Bonzer. And use them in a new mod, which is absolutely right because it's my fucking design, you muppets. But they've given me the go-ahead to do like a version 2 or something. Classic here from MCM. We've got two pieces actually from MCM. This is one of my Desert Island mods. Someone was asking me what are the 3 RDAs that I would take if I had to choose. I can't give you that right now, I'm not sure. But if I was on a desert island, this would definitely be one of the mods that I would think about grabbing to take with me. It is the Halo from MCM. You can run it in parallel, you can run it in series. There's a booster kit for it, so you can run it in para series. And it's just awesome. It's just an awesome mod. Fire button is here. Beautiful bit of brass. Delrin. Yeah, I love my mech mods, and I think this is definitely one of those mods that if I was going to be stuck on a desert island, just because it's so versatile. You've got parallel series and para series. I love that they do all of that. So, yeah, definitely one of my favorite mods of all time, the Halo from MCM. And then we have, also from MCM, this beautiful underground Squonk Er, which is just a gorgeous piece. Brass and black Delrin. Got your fire button up the top here. 21700. As was the Halo. I didn't mention it is 21700. And this RDA. Now, what was this? This is the... Pretty sure it's the... yeah, the Goon LP. Excuse me. Little flavor banger. Goon LP. This wasn't that long ago, but not super recent either, but yeah, beautiful pieces from MCM. Love their stuff. M4H1 next. It's definitely in here somewhere. Definitely in here somewhere. Ah, this was a cool piece. The Deja Designs TS or T5, whatever. It's a triple 18650 Squonk Er. How about that? So 3 18650s and a Squonk bottle in here. There you go. Fire button up the top there. 510. It's just one of a kind of thing. You know, nobody else has done really a triple battery Squonk Er like this, or if they have, there's not many of them. So just a very unique piece out of Defiant Designs. They also did a 2 battery version as well as a 3 battery version. But 3 is better than 2, so that's what I got. I need a vape, cunts. Asgard Mini, Recurve Dual, and Bonzer 1.5. That's a good list of your top 3 addies. The Asgard Mini would probably be in mine. The Kennedy would probably be in there. And probably the Bonzer 1.5. There you go. Very similar. Here we have a bit of tasty American-made goodness. And shout out to the late owner, James. Rest in peace. And yeah, this is just a beautiful piece. The Rig Mod V3, I think this is. Is it V3? Oh no, this is the Descendant. That's right, the Rig Mod Descendant. Love this color scheme. This is one I actually purchased. I actually bought this mod when I was over at Expo in the UK. I think the first 1 or 2 that I went to, maybe the first show I went to. I'm a big fan, as you know, cunts, of pink. And I just love this pink and baby blue. It's not really showing the baby blue on camera, but it's a really nice baby blue and pink Descendant with the nice engraving in there. Pity there's an 18650, but a beautiful, beautiful tube with the Rig Mod Wild Wide Addy on here. Did they just call it the Rig Mod Addy, I think it was? Or did it have a name? Yeah, I think it was just a Rig Mod Worldwide Addy. So the tube's made in the US still, but then they branched out into some more affordable products. So they did the Rig Mod Worldwide, which was their Chinese-made stuff. So that's where the Addy comes in. That's a made in China number. And then the mod itself made in the US. Good old US of A. So, nice piece there. Here's an interesting piece. A very overpriced Chinese attempt at getting into the high-end. Hate that word, but the more premium mods. China wanted to break into that market, so they did this very funky, cool-looking piece. I got to say that it's definitely... Come on, Frank. There we go. Really, really unique. You got that Hannya mask on there, the Japanese Hannya mask. Interesting that it's a Chinese company. It's up. What am I doing? Oh, it is the right way up. Yeah. But for some reason, the serial number is upside down. Why is the serial number upside down? What is going on there? Very odd. And the fire button. Just a crazy looking mod. I mean, just look at that. But these were like something stupid, like $300 US, and people just don't want to pay for that kind of price when it's made in China. I mean, it shouldn't really matter where it's made. It should be matter about the quality and the workmanship and the design, but I think people just have a hard time swallowing that kind of price tag from a Chinese manufacturer. So there was that. Like, who did this one? I can't remember. It was a really weird name. It's a very obscure company. I can't remember it all. It was really weird. Very odd. Daryl Button, I want to refund your RTA sucked. Do you know what I have to say to that? I don't have anything to say. Just that. It's for you. Just for you, Daryl. Won't focus though. You get an unfocused. There you go. Why are you even here, dude? What do you expect me to say to that? Oh, I'm sorry you didn't like my RDA. Well. Broadside. Broadside. OG original broadside. 73. Nice low serial number. This was a fantastic clutch mod design. Obviously not the originators of the clutch mod. We had Sub-Ohm Society doing that. But they did a variation on the original sort of clutch design. And a brilliant mod. Beautiful mod. Lots of safety features in this one. Insulated tube. Non-hybrid 510. So that was pretty cool. Moving on. Oh, here we go. Something out of Indonesia. Rnb Designs. All right, this is Rnb Designs. This was this the Mura? Might have been the Mura? I can't remember. There was a couple that were similar in their sort of kind of very, very deep engravings. This is probably one of my favorite pieces from Rnb Designs. I think it was the Mura. Maybe someone can tell me in chat. Hang on, I'm just getting into some chat here. Just fixing up the chat. All right, leave Daryl alone. Oh, that's enough hating on Daryl. He's a fuckwit anyway. He might have been joking. If he was joking, then whatever. Anyway, this beautiful Rnb Designs mod. Love the crazy deep engravings. Like, it just has a bit of like a mind trip look to it. You know those posters you had as a kid that were meant to like trip out your eyes. It kind of has that sort of feel with it as you spin it. Whoop. Yeah, maybe don't do that. Sitting atop it, one of my favorite RDAs that I've forgotten about, and that is the Optimum Mods. The Optimum Mods. What was it? The Illustrious Rda. And if Frank would fucking do his job, come on, Frank. The Illustrious. Kind of like a Kennedy, but a bit different in its side airflow. The flavor I rated up there with the Kennedy, but has the side airflow that goes then down underneath. Oh my God, there's actually some wicks in here from years ago. That is disgusting. These wicks are filthy. I am a grot. But yeah, undercoil airflows, you can see the airflow coming just underneath that coil there. And then also side airflow. So you had side airflow and you had bottom airflow. Very cool, very cool. But yeah, I can't remember whether the mod was the Mura or something like that from Rnb Designs. Moving on, let's keep going. This is another favored setup, although we should probably do the V1 before we get to the V2. Yeah, let's do the V1. So I know there are a lot of fans of this one. Only 333 pieces, I think, made of this one. So super rare, super hard to find, 330 of them. But the original fucking Donessa mod. This is just super clean. Love the text. Just love that Donessa text that they did there. And then they were so gracious as to put Bogan on the side. And I love that, just big bold Bogan on there. This is a beautiful mod. I love this thing. And hybrid connection. This is actually somewhat what inspired the Bonzer switch. It's quite a similar design to the way that I did the Bonzer. I kept it very simple and very basic to keep it short, and that's what this switch did. It's a very, very short switch, so you ended up with a very, very short tube mod. Very, very short. Loved it. So the Donessa, that was the version 1, and then not too long, well, probably was about a year or so after, they came out with the Donessa version 2, and this one was very, very similar in its super clean, minimal design, but they've gone with a different text, and they did that very cool way where they had Donessa. The engraving reads both ways, so you can have Donessa and then flip it over, and it still reads Donessa, which is pretty fucking cool. So, love that, and it looked really good, the match, perfect with the Bonzer original. We did the Bonzer original in the sand-blasted, or matte grey as they call it, but it's a sand-blasting process, and it just fucking looked so good. This is still one of my favourite looking setups to date. In terms of matchy-match setups, that gold drip tip with the gold band and the two grey Adian mod, just love that setup. One of my favourite fucking setups in terms of matchy-match looks. Should collab with Mooch. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I like that. Alright. We're getting towards the end, dickheads. It's mostly tubes from here. We had a lot of box mods for a while. Mostly tubes. Here we go. Oh, this was a classic piece. This was around the same time that the Samael mod came out from El Diablo. They came out with the Shiva. The Shiva, and like the Samael, they did them with matching atomizers or matching Baal V4s. So beautiful acrylic sleeves, gold plating, top and bottom. Oh, it's undoing. And yeah, definitely need to polish. This gold has got a fair bit of patina on there. But yeah, got that little devil face. Baal V4. Loved it. We've got the matching drip tip with the matching body and the matching button. There we go. Just, again, like that Donessa I just showed you, one of my favourite matchy-match pieces. Again, from yesteryears with a not a 21-700, just the 18-650. So it doesn't get a lot of use for that factor, but still one of the pieces that I absolutely adore in my collection. All the El Diablo shit was so badass. That's right, Ronnie. It was. The El Diablo stuff was always just fucking cool. I'm so happy they're back in the game. So I hope they continue to keep doing their funky style that they are known for. The Apex Mod Co. The Apex Mod Co. What was this mod? I don't know whether it was just the Apex. The B1? Apex? Or Batch 1. That's probably what that is. Batch 1. Yeah, the Apex mod. I think this is made in the UK. A UK manufactured tube. Really, really clean and simple. Got that hourglass shape. Reminds me of some of the older mods. Is it constant contact? Yeah, constant contact design. I think 18650 though. I think that was my my complaint. Was the 18650. But anyway, a really, really well built mod from the UK, I think. Another one of my favoured, probably my two favourite mods out of Rnb Designs, and I can't remember the name of this one. Rnb Designs don't really put much on any of their products, but this is what got me into them. When I saw this, someone had one of these. I can't remember if it was, might have been Ronnie. Ronnie, did you get me into Rnb Designs? Did you put me in contact with them? You possibly did, I think. I think it might have been Ronnie, actually, that got me hooked up with Rnb Designs. But this is their burnt copper. And I forget the mod name, but it just looks sick. Like, just look at that. I've never seen a mod to this date with as cooler fucking patina, forced patina as this one. It's just absolutely stunning. Like, gorgeous. Got the matching... The top cap, though, was fucked. They put holes all the way around it. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, it's just got holes all the way around it. So there are holes on the negative post and the positive post. There's holes that just hit your post. I don't know what they were fucking smoking when they came up with this top cap design. But it doesn't work. Like, it's terrible. The holes everywhere. But in terms of the setup, it looks so good. Just the top cap's not great. But the mod, I don't know about you guys. What does the chat think? What do you think? I think this looks fucking cool. It looks like it was thrown out of a volcano. Like, it just fucking... and then just landed. You're like, oh. Hehe. That's what it looks like to me. Rnb Designs out of Indonesia. Love it. Good stuff. What do we got here? Something silver plated. Fully silver plated. Is Ronnie still in the house? A Sabone. That's it. The Sabone. The Rnb Designs Sabone. That's what it was. That's what got me onto them. I was searching out one of those. I actually bought the Sabone myself. I purchased it. And then I think after I did the review, I think Ronnie maybe put me in contact with Rnb Designs, and they started sending a few other pieces. Right, so this was the Trojan. I don't know who it was from. From Ultimate? I don't know. But it was a silver-plated. Again, needs a clean. The patina's on there, but silver-plated Mech Mod. So it hit fucking hard. I gotta say that. It hit really, really hard. It's old school, though, so I don't think it had a constant contact switch. No, just a... Come on, Frank. Frankie. There we go. Just a simple sort of design there, but silver-plated contacts, silver-plated copper tube. So very, very hard hitting. The Trojan. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, this thing. This thing was super weird. This was very weird. This was another Chinese company doing, I guess they're casting these. I guess they'd have to be cast, not engraved. But look at this thing. Just look at this thing. Fucking ridiculous. Just so over the top with its artwork. But again, a really unique piece. 18650. Hybrid connection up the top there. There you go. It had a weird name. It had some weird name. I can't remember. It's just sort of... There's this weird period where a couple of sort of no-name Chinese companies started sort of making really random mods. Like they did that Hannya mask one. They did this one. And I think they did this one. I can't remember whether this was by the same company that did that Hannya mask mod. But it may well have been. This one here was definitely done by the same company that did that Hannya mask. I think this was maybe the first one they sent me. But yeah, again, just super out there. Very, very bold. Kind of looks like an old school, piece of Japanese artwork with the dragon on there. Same sort of button design as the other one. And sitting atop it, we had the Buddha Mini from Vapor's Cloud. And this was one of my favorite RDAs for a long while. The Buddha Mini from Vapor's Cloud. This was just such a great RDA. Really good flavor. And had like an interesting deck. Oh god, there's fucking wicks in here too. That is disgusting. I need to stop being a grot. But it has this clamp system. Come on, Frank. There we go. Had this clamp system, which you can't see because of the dirty wicks, but it's like a 3-post design, but with a clamp for the middle post, which is kind of unique at the time. We didn't really see that. Another one from Vapor's Cloud. A little loud for you. Yeah, it's a little bit loud, that mod, with the big dragon engraved all over the top of it. So we have the Triple X here, the Triple X with the stacked kit. So it's got the stacked kit in the middle. The Triple X is essentially this component and this component, you know, just as a single battery. But if you're going to go 2 batteries, you'd split it down the middle, and you had a series tube. This was pretty cool. This is one of the sort of first 2700 mech tubes, I think, if I remember correctly, one of the sort of first ones to come out. 2700 hybrid connection, the Triple X from Vapor's Cloud, and then we shortly after this we had things like the 1111, and whatever else was there, the VCM again, like the newer one, more tubes. This was another affordable Chinese number, so more recent. I think this was not late last year, maybe early last year, from Ceres Vape, the Arkham. The Arkham by Ceres Vape. A little bit of custom engraving on there. Maybe it was the Viking or something like that. But yeah, cool piece. Pity it was a single 18650. But it did have a constant contact. Kind of, Frank, come on, mate. Stop looking at my face. Stop focusing on my face. No, Frank, what are you doing? Okay, yeah, so look, a little cup system, constant contact design. That's screwed in like so. Yeah, not a bad, at the time, affordable Chinese-made mech. Here's another affordable Chinese-made mech. Not currently available, but yeah. I think I showed you a prototype in the last live stream of the unboxing. This was the final version of the Bonzer kit with the wrinkled black. Yeah, you can't know that. We don't really need to spend much time on that one. Moving on, what do we got here? A nice big bit of copper. Oh, a unicorn mod. Frank, you're not focusing on me, mate. What are you doing? Yeah, the copper, when it's nice and polished, really pops off of the black. How bad did that throat tattoo hurt? Asks. That's the guy. It hurts. It hurt a lot. I would probably describe it as a blind, homeless man shaving you with a piece of glass. That's probably the best way to describe it. Not the most painful tattoo that I've had. By far, the most painful thing you can get tattooed is your cuticles, right near your fingernail. That will fucking hurt, but it's quick and small, so it's not really a big deal. But, yeah, the throat, it gets really, really raw after a couple of hours of tattooing on it, and it hurts. But it's done. So we have one from the Unicorn Mods Inc. or Unicorn Vape Incorporated. This was I think the original Unicorn mod. What was this one? Wasn't the X5 or whatever the X mod they had. And their Unicorn Rda. A nice matchy-match copper setup. What I loved about the Unicorn products, and they still do this, I think, on a lot of their mods, is they have a matching drip tip to the button. So they give you a nice little acrylic button there, and it matches your drip tip, which I always liked. Really nice and clean. Very bold engravings. Very bold, but not too busy, I don't think. Quite nice. Yeah, and really well priced. The Unicorn products always seem to be really well priced. I still love the Vert. Not the Vert. Well, I do love the Vert. The Vert's probably my recommendation for anyone looking at a budget mech mod if you don't get a Keen or you don't get a Dreamer 1.5. But they did a mini Vert, which I still love. Where is it? Come on. There we go. The mini Vert. Little mini version of the Vert. Love that. Thought that was very cool. Close to the bones, it hurts. Yep. Tattoos near your bones, definitely fucking not nice. Yeah, that's it. The Wukong mod. That's what this one was. I knew it had a W. It started with a W. It was Wukong. So if anybody, thank you. Who said that? Quinton Herring. Thank you very much. The Wukong, and it was the drunken monkey or something like that. Drunken monkey. I think that was the design. That was the idea. It's a piece of Japanese or Chinese folklore or something like that. Dragon Mod Co. This was the 360. That's right. The Dragon Mod Co. 360. Really nice. Copper tube. 21700. Got this sort of Fabergé egg kind of design around the side of it. Quite nice. Really, really well built. Really, really well built. Switch was beautiful on this one. Got a brass switch in there. Do love the look of brass and copper together. It reminds me of who remembers the vanilla mod from way back in the day? The vanilla copper and brass combination. Who remembers that? All right, moving on. What do we got here? This is big heavy fucker. Oh, here we go. Someone was asking what Purge mods do I own. Here is one of them. I have a few Purges. Slam piece for one. This is the Fallout. This is sort of more of a recent one, I think. Not that long ago, last year. But the Fallout, big, heavy piece of brass. Kind of a similar design to what we just saw on the 360, but a little bit different, a little bit thicker, smaller diamonds. But big, heavy fucker. Big, solid fucking switch. As with, like, look at this thing. So much switch. So much switch. Like, look at the switch. Is this really necessary, Purge? But anyway. Constant contact design. Just big. Just a big fucking brass cunt. Screw it back in. Big switch. Big switch. What is this one? What do we got here? Oh, this is the Bonzer. The brass Bonzer. But this one has a sleeve from OG Leather over in South Africa. If you want a leather sleeve for your mod, go and check out OG Leather over in South Africa. He does these awesome custom leather. And you can do them for pretty much any mod you can think of. He did one for the Bonzer. I believe he's also done one for the Odin, which he's going to be sending to me. Or I was actually meant to get one for the Odin at Hall of Eight. I believe he was going to be going to Hall of Eight this year, but that's been cancelled, and we won't be seeing each other there, which I'm definitely sad about, but bigger things to worry about at the moment, dickheads. But yeah, OG Leather does these beautiful sleeves for pretty much any mod you can think of. Inside of that, I have the brass Bonzer Mech tube. But yeah, beautifully, beautifully crafted, handmade leather goods for your fucking mods. What we got here? Oh, this, not particularly interesting. You've already kind of seen two of these. But for anybody wondering what a Bonzer stacked copper looks like, so that's the Bonzer mech tube with the stacked piece in the middle there. Again, needs a big polish, needs a good polish. Bettina's kind of nice though as well. But yeah, that's that one. That's just another Bonzer in the stainless steel, but also in stacked. That is just, what is this? That is a stacked piece. Stacked section. That is another stacked section. Sleeve, don't need that. Alright, and another tube from Broadside Mods. Broadside Mods. So this was the, what was it? The Brizzo. That's right. The Brizzo. This is a little side fire with a different take. I mean, this design with a side fire at the bottom has been done on a mod
way back in the day, like 6 years ago, but it was not a popular mod and it wasn't done as well as it was done here. This has been really cleverly done. I won't show you how the switch works on the inside, but yeah, it's got a little locking feature too, so you can wind this in and it will fire or it won't fire, and then you wind it out and it won't fire. Yeah, I think you wind it in so it doesn't fire. But yeah, side fire, 21,700, and then there, what was this atomizer? Broadside. I can't remember what the addy was, but I think you could put it hybridly into something. Anyway, the Brizzo from Broadside Mods. And we get to our lucky last mech mod in this box. I think I still have some more mods and stuff elsewhere, but let's have a look at the lucky last mod in the box. And one of my favorite mech mods in the collection of all time, the Abaddon from El Diablo. Now you kind of see how many El Diablo mods I have and why I've always been a fan of their work, because you see the history. If you've just come into vaping, you wouldn't know what El Diablo have done, and this thing here, oh, so good. So good. It hits so hard. Full solid copper. Just a really simple looking with a little demon on the front there. Loved it. Loved it. Anyway, dickheads, I need to take a piss, and then we will reconvene for maybe a little questionnaire, a little shoot the shit time. So, yeah, just hang on a second. Talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. How is everybody fucking doing? How did you like that? How did you enjoy that? Was that good? I do have another box, a couple more boxes of mods, but we'll save that for another stream. It's already been going, what, 2 hours nearly. Have another beer and let's shoot the shit, maybe some questions. So if you guys got questions, or you just want shout outs, or you just want to talk about stuff. Did he take out the Moloch already? Yeah, I did. You want to see the Moloch? Let's have a look at the Moloch. The Moloch. There you go. There she is. Serial number 1, bro. Number 1, the first Moloch. Yeah, this was a cool piece. It was a cool little piece from El Diablo. Very cool. There it is. Oh, Josh is bored. Josh is yawning. Alright, Josh. Go to sleep then, mate. Did I wash my hands? Yeah, of course I washed my hands. Should be washing your hands all the time now anyway. Collab with Kennedy. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. I don't think Steve would be easy to collaborate with across the internet, though. I think he's a bit old school. Why does your battery get hot when you put it in tube mod? On the side, but not the... On one side, but not the other? Don't know, that's weird. I would take your mod apart, clean it, make sure that there's not anything that's, preventing electricity from transferring smoothly, or there's something that's conducting electricity with the side of your mod, maybe a bit of wire or something like that. Just strip it down, polish it, clean it, and make sure that your atomizer is all tight and your screws and posts and everything. Just go through and overhaul everything is probably the best tip. 28mm tube that's not the Kennedy. Off the top of my head, I can't think of much. Thanks for the donation, Josh. Appreciate it. Keep up the cigarettes. Am I planning on doing another mech mod? I am planning on doing another mech mod. You know, I love my mech mods. I'm not 100% sure who it will be with, but I've got a couple of companies that I've got a bit of a relationship with that have said that we should do something. So there will be a mech tube coming, but I don't have any details just as yet, but it will happen for sure. Thank you for the donation there, Juan. Very much appreciated, mate. I definitely have another Rustic Hands mod to get out, that brass one. I have a box that's labelled Nice Mods Mixture. So there's a mixture of regulated and mechanicals, and it's probably from the little stack of really nice mods that I had. So we will get to that next live stream, and I think that's where the other Rustic Hands mod is. Am I making a dual 18650 Odin? Maybe. China's still getting back to capacity and getting back to their usual routine of production. So a lot of companies have skeleton staff. So production on things like that will happen, but a little bit slower than previously they would be able to do it. Someone's new to mech mods. What's a good starter? The Vert from Unicorn Mods, the Keen from Times Vape, or the Dreamer 1.5. A Bonzer if you can find them, but they're not in production anymore, so good luck there. Do I mix my own juice? No, I just don't have the time. Apart from, flavors that I have developed, like Bogan Brews, I have developed those, but I don't mix on a day-to-day basis. What am I doing to pass the time in this lockdown? Really, I've just been trying to get our house sorted because we moved house right as this thing was blowing up. So it's been kind of not... Like, we'd want to be home putting things away and getting things into their place anyway. So it really hasn't been inconvenient for us, apart from some gigs that I had. I was going to see Offspring and Sum 41 next month, and that's been cancelled, obviously. But apart from that, it hasn't really had a huge impact just yet for us, apart from a lot of businesses not available and that kind of thing. But I'm just trying to get content done, trying to get the house sorted and get content out. So I've got plenty to keep me busy for now. Find some Bogan brews in the USA. Yeah, if you hit vapingbogan.com, then you can just find the links to all the US sellers of Bogan brews. It's all there for you, mate. Do I find that brass or metal smells after a bit of use? Yeah, well, copper and brass are going to have a smell. Copper probably more so than brass. It's just a factor of the metal. You can't really do anything about that. If you don't like it, then maybe you're going to have to go stainless steel for your or aluminium for your mech devices. Know of any red 30? I don't know of any red 30mm RTAs or RDAs that will look good on the Odin, but definitely check out the Trilogy RTA from Vapor's Cloud for a big 30mm Addy. That's a good one. It looks good on mine, wherever mine is. Mine's still packed up. I haven't unboxed it yet. Do I have an Incubus by El Diablo? No, that's one El Diablo mod I don't have, is the Incubus. That's one that I didn't get in my collection. Never received one of those, so I don't have them all, but the Incubus was pretty cool. Take care, Jesse. Yeah, so stainless steel is more susceptible to hot buttons than copper and brass, which is why you'll see a lot of stainless steel mods with a copper or brass button, like the Bonzer was, because stainless steel's fine as a material for the tube. It is got a little bit lower conductivity than copper, brass, and aluminium, but not by much. Probably the only metal you would notice a slight difference on performance is stainless steel. But with buttons, they just seem to, the conductivity with buttons that are made of stainless steel can be a problem. So that's why a lot of companies will use brass or copper for their buttons in a stainless steel mod. But yeah, I usually try to steer away from anything with a stainless steel button if possible. Depends on how they're done and how they're designed. You can do it without a problem, but they are more susceptible to hot buttons. Do you mind a non-constant contact? No, I don't mind having a non-constant contact mod. If it's done properly, you won't get bad arcing. You're going to get arcing whether it's constant contact or non-constant contact. It's just where those arc marks land. If you have a constant contact, they're going to be between those two contacts. It's much easier to clean them than it is to clean them off the bottom of a battery. The batteries, when they get arc marks, can sometimes, chip the metal and really weld them onto the bottom of your battery, and it's a bit difficult to clean. Whereas a constant contact design, if you do get arcing on those two contacts that meet, it's much easier to polish them off. So that's why the benefit of a constant contact is really about maintenance, not so much about preventing arcing completely, because you will still get a bit of arcing on most constant contact switches. But if you get a good non-constant contact and it's done properly, then it's not really an issue. It's always preferred, though, to have a constant contact. I'm not doing live at 3 a.m, Arthur. It's 2:15 in the afternoon here in Australia, not 3 a.m, mate. You got to remember there's time differences. We're not all on the same time. What's this? Sam is a fucking Pokemon trainer when it comes to El Diablo mods. Gotta get them all. I am blessed to have those in my collection. What is up, Sir Ad Creations? Have you tried the Overpower Tackfire yet? No, I haven't had the Overpower Tackfire. I have had one Overpower, but not the Tackfire. I have a local shop that has 3 El Diablo 22mm mechs. What coils do you recommend to use in your Bonzer 1.5? I designed it around aliens at around 0.11 around there. But anything around 0.1 to 0.2 with a decent sized coil is going to be pretty good in the Bonzer. That's what I designed it for. Thanks for tuning in, Joshua. Have a fucking good one, mate. Blotto Mini single coil, 360 airflow. So the Blotto Mini, I haven't talked about it because it's not a product that's sold anywhere else but in the Asian markets. It's not all that interesting because it's just the same Blotto but in a smaller footprint. So the deck is exactly the same. The flavor and how it performs is exactly the same. It just has a smaller tank because apparently, according to Dovpo, Asian markets like smaller tanks than Western markets. So they wanted to do a mini that was like 22 or 23 millimeters in diameter, and it has less capacity. I didn't do a video on it because honestly, unless you're in Asia and you really want that small tank, you're not going to be able to get it because I don't think they really sell it anywhere else but to the Asian markets. But as I said, you're not missing out on anything, just less capacity. So yeah, that's what the Blotto Mini is. If people are wondering, they've seen it around the place, just in the Asian markets. Flavor chaser. What RDA do you recommend? Well, I mean, there's lots of great flavor chasers. Depends on what wattage you want to run. If you want to go higher wattage, you know, the Asgard Mini has great flavor. A Kennedy is going to give you great flavor. The Barrage for a single coil is going to give you great flavor. The RDA for vaping, that's got some fantastic flavor in there as well. They're definitely good flavor chasers. But if you want to go low wattage, like 30 watts, 40 watts, there's other RDAs out there that I'm not so au fait with. Yeah, Suicide Mods have collaborated with Vapor's Cloud on a new hog, which is pretty cool. Do you still work at a vape shop? No, Johnny, I haven't worked at a vape shop in over a year. I went sort of full time with YouTube about 2 years ago, but I was still doing a day a week in the vape shop. But that was still detracting too much from videos, so I haven't been working in a vape shop for over a year now. Fogging out with the Batman's new custom box. It's a DNA 400 watt box mod. Wow, I bet it's big and huge. He likes his big, huge, beefy fucking mods. That'd be really cool. I hope I can get one of those. I'd love to do a video on that. I just got his juices though. I just got Batman's liquid, so I'm keen to try doing those. Maybe I'll do a live show where I go through them all and try them. Yeah, most people don't know there's a Blotto Mini. It's really not. I haven't talked about it because it's not that interesting. As I said, and it's only available for some markets. Do I like Squonkers? I do, but I haven't really been using them a lot. I don't know. I think I just kind of gravitate to RTAs more than Squonkers. Just use my Blotto, but they're still great. Do love them. Have I ever caught a concert by the Rumjacks? No, I have not seen the Rumjacks. They're in our backyard. Probably not doing a tour now, given all this virus shit, but they sound like a Rumjacks. Sounds cool. Fruity Bogan Brew. Bloody Ripper, or, I mean, Kuron Cola isn't really fruity. Probably Bloody Ripper or 6 and Out would probably be my two of the fruity flavors from Bogan Brew. 6 and Out and Bloody Ripper. Am I going to do a review on the AV? Yes, I will be doing a Back to the Vapes episode on this Able. I've been meaning to do it for like 6 months, so that will be getting a Back to the Vape video reasonably soon. What's my next project that I'm working on? Well, some of you may have heard that there is an Odin Mini coming. We do have an Odin Mini coming, which is pretty fucking sexy. So that is probably going to be the next thing to come out. Working on a little project with Vapor's Cloud on an RTA, but that's all I'm going to say for now. That's still a few months away. And we are going to try and eventually get a special edition acrylic collaboration with Bearded Viking Customs over in South Africa on the Odin DNA. So we're going to do something like that. That was supposed to happen at Expo UK next month, but or May, but that's obviously been cancelled, so we won't be doing that. But yeah, do want to get some of those little, just a small batch, nothing massive, just a small batch of acrylic special edition Odins. Guys ever get plastic taste from your RDA, RDTA, RTAs? Need an answer, and nothing is touching plastic. It's all metal. Could be your wicks, could be your cotton, could be your juice. Kind of a few things. Change stuff. See what happens when you change something. No, the Vapor's Cloud RTA is not going to be bigger than 25mm. It's actually going to be an MTL RTA, something a bit different. I love MTLs. They haven't done an MTL, so we're working together. My experience and influence with MTL vaping, because I love my K-Funs and Precisios and things like that. So we're kind of working together with my expertise on MTL. So we're going to do a little MTL RTA, which I'm really excited about. It looks fucking sick. Do you think the Odin will sell out? I don't know. It's really weird at the moment because production is much lower than normal over in China. So I don't know whether it's going to be hard to get these products. There's going to be people with less money to buy products because they've all lost their jobs. So there's going to be reduced production, but there's also reduced demand with people losing jobs. So I don't know whether it's going to sell out. It's very hard to say what the market's like at the moment. Odins are gone everywhere right now. Yeah. If you are looking to get an Odin, whether it be the DNA or the Odin 200, Dovpo is back doing production, so they are starting to get shipped out to shops, so you should see them not too far away. See you, Jangles. Have a good one, dickhead. Okay, so the Wukong mod is based on a journey from Japan to the West. Okay. Blotto MTL maybe. No, it's not a Blotto. It's just me and Vapors Cloud. It's got nothing to do with Dovpo. It's just a little Vapors Cloud MTL we're doing together. Charvin Jacallan, or is it Carvin Jacallan? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, mate. But you want a shout out? Shout it out, mate. Boom. No. Is the Odin Mini a single 21700? Yes, it is. Of course it is. Single 21700. It looks sick. Like, it looks fucking sick. I'm really happy with how she looks. Come on, Frank. What are you doing, mate? Focus, you fucking drunk fucking idiot. There you go. This one's been banged up and used a fair bit. I've been testing it extensively, but that's a prototype. There will be some engravings and stuff on there as well. Good morning, Dubai. Anybody heard whether the Dubai Expo has been cancelled? I haven't heard anything from the reps that I've been contacting. Am I in isolation? No, Hugh, I'm not in isolation. The government directive is to stay at home if you can, so we have been already for the last week, not going out unless we have to. So it really doesn't change what I do. I don't have to go out. And in fact, I would spend days on end not leaving the house, just making videos, and you know, usual house stuff. So it hasn't changed my day-to-day life a whole lot yet, other than not being out. There's no soccer. I've got no soccer. Normally I'd be training twice a week and games on Saturdays. So that's all been canned. And yeah, apart from not being able to do soccer, my son's soccer's cancelled. My wife's wedding, she's a celebrant, so all of her weddings have been postponed or cancelled. So it definitely has affected us in that respect for her work. But in terms of my day-to-day job, not so much, which is, I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky to be able to keep doing what I do. Yeah, I'm assuming that it'll be cancelled. Well, I don't see the world getting on top of this thing by June. I don't see the flights from here being back up and running by June. So, yeah, sucks. What's your favourite mod and full mech? Oh, that's hard. There's no real favourite. But as I said, if I was going to go on a desert island, I'd probably take the Halo from MCM. Just very versatile. Cheers, Lethal Coils. Have a good one, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Recommendations on the substitute for an OBS Nano. OBS Nano. That was the smaller version of the Nano. Was it dual or single coil, the OBS Nano? I can't remember. Morning, Jesus the Monkey. Hope you're doing well, mate. Neck fix and chilling for Mowgli Vapes. It's called football. It is called football, Alex. I would call it football as well, but I live in Australia and we have Aussie rules and they call that football. So, plus the Americans, they're like, football? You're playing a bit of gridiron? I don't know what you're talking about. So, soccer, football. It is the true football. Played with your feet, not your hands. All the other footballs involve hands. Cheers, Chris. Have a good one, mate. Stay safe. Stay clean. Wash your hands. Stay away from people. Why don't people like the mesh? It's just not warm enough for me. I'm not a big fan of mesh. It's not a warm enough vape for me. The Nano is a single coil. If you're looking for a single coil, then maybe check out the Serpent Elevate. That's a great little single coil. Or the Peacemaker Mini, I think, or the smaller Peacemaker, whatever it was, the little one. They're all good single coil RTAs. Maybe a Blotto. You can put a pretty decent sized single coil in there. Maybe a 3.5 millimeter. Probably a one Mech mod and one RDA. Probably the Bonzer 1.5 with, yeah, like I said, if I had to have one, just the versatility. The Halo, so versatile. Or possibly an Omen mods if they did a 21700 version. I still love that mod so much. I just wish it was 21700. Do you have some full mechs from the Philippines? Carbon, you're a little bit late, mate. I just went through like dozens of full mechanical mods from the Philippines. Maybe watch this on replay to see them all. Night Big Red Vapor. All right. Have we got any more questions, dickheads? And maybe we'll wrap this up. It's been going now quite a while. Where are we at? Nearly 2.5 hours. Small vibrations after cleaning it when I come off switch. I'm not sure what you mean there by vibrations. It's a little bit weird. What do you think of Mech Squonk mods? I like Mech Squonk mods. I like mechs in general. Don't use a lot of Squonkers these days. Yeah, Underclass Punk. I have been collecting these skateboards for about 10 years now, about a decade or so. I've been building up the collection. So yeah, whenever one of my favorite punk bands puts out a new deck, I usually snap it up. Just one of the things that I like to collect, and now it works as a nice backdrop for my videos. Calm down on the highs there, Nick. Just calm your farm, mate. Blotto V2. What do you need a Blotto V2 for? The Blotto, I don't know, maybe. I like it the way it is. Maybe we'll do one that's more airy than the current one, but no, I don't have any short-term plans to do a Blotto V2 because I do just still love my Blotto. Am I going to do another studio tour? For sure, mate, for sure. I have a few more things that I need to get into their spots. This part is kind of set up, but there's a few things that I want to do. So I will be doing those and getting a studio tour up for you as well. Leg length for your Blotto, 2.5 millimeters is not a bad leg length. I mean, it's not that hard to just snip a little bit, test it, snip a little bit, test it. You know, what do they call it? Suck it and see. Fucking. Do I have a Deja Vu Mecha? Yeah, I do have a Deja Vu somewhere in my collection, I believe. No, maybe I never got it. I don't know whether I ever got it. Don't know whether I ever got it, or maybe I didn't. I think that was one that I just never got. Ever listened to the Restart? Sounds familiar. I think I may have listened to the Restarts. Cheers, Josh. Josh wants a Bonzer with a Blotto with more airflow. Best mech mod ever. Well, there's no best mech mod ever. The smoothest switch that I've ever had, I think it's in the box of nice mods, is the Omen. The switch on that thing is just the smoothest thing that I've ever had. It's insane. I love it. It's just not 21700, so it can't be the best mech ever. 30mm Blotto. Yeah, I am working on a 30mm Blotto with Dovpo, but it was in the very early stages of prototyping, and then this whole shit kicked off with coronavirus. So that has been kind of put on the back burner, but I am working on a 30mm Blotto. Blotto is great on a 24mm mech. I've used it on plenty. Just overhangs a slight. When you going bald again? I don't know. When I get sick of this mullet, but until then, I'm going to keep it going. Cheers, Andrew. Yeah, it's like 10 years ago that I made that music, and probably not what people would expect me to make, but I played in a punk band. I also produced a little bit of down-tempo house, deep house. Are there lots of coronavirus cases by you? Not in South Australia so much just yet. I think we only have a couple of hundred, but there's about 2,000 cases in Australia, and that's growing every day. And if I look at the curve that we're at, it's very much the same curve and trajectory as every other country in the world. Italy, the UK, America. We're going up the same. We have been a bit slower than some of the other countries because of the isolation, I suppose, and our smaller population. But we're heading the same direction as everybody else. So the laws locking down, all that sort of stuff has started to come in. All non-essential businesses shut down now. No more airline flights. Nobody's allowed to leave the country. No one's allowed to come in the country. Heavy restrictions on interstate travel. You really can't travel interstate unless you have a really good reason. So we're heading the same way as everybody else. Pretty scary. 28mm do seem to be becoming a little bit more common than the 30mm. People are kind of getting into the 28s, a little bit smaller but still big. I used to play, well, I haven't played it in a while, but I play bass. So I have a history, a punk band history of playing bass, bit of backing vocals. Leftover Crack are great for sure. Love a bit of Leftover Crack. Love that name. One of the best band names I think I've ever had. Did you write the Bogan song on your intro? No, I wish I had. That is by a band called Area 7. Area 7, Nobody Likes a Bogan. Go and check it out. Great Aussie punk band. Ska and punk and that sort of stuff. Good stuff. Love them. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, Celtic Wolf, is Australia has not been testing enough. And that's why we've been kind of distancing ourselves from people well before the government was really pushing it, because I knew from watching everything else around the world that there are far more cases in Australia than we know about because we just haven't tested enough. They're only testing if you're showing extreme symptoms, and it's very hard to go and get a test. And I just know that there are fuck tons of people that have come back from overseas and haven't self-quarantined like they should. Everybody that was supposed to come into Australia in the last 2 weeks is supposed to have self-quarantined for 14 days. And I just believe there's a lot of Aussies out there that are just ignoring that, possibly have picked it up in the UK or elsewhere when they've come home and have then shared it on without realising it. So yeah, it's scary to think how many are out there that we don't know about, just because testing is the key. You look at Singapore, you look at Malaysia, you look at Korea, they're all testing. China as well, testing. That's how you get on top of this, and we haven't been doing enough testing. A Blotto 28 instead of a 30. Yeah, maybe we'll do a Blotto 28 instead of a 30. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Favorite RTA in the game? Probably the other RTA that I use as much as my Blotto would be the K-Fun Light. I just love my MTL K-Fun Light. Yeah, we really need to get onto the testing there, Celtic Wolf. Most of our cases are people coming back from America. Yeah, we've had lots of Americans, and then we had some fucking American tourists that bloody went down to our wineries and started cruising around the wineries, and then tested positive. Like, just Just fucked. Most of our shit is due to people bringing it in. We've had a bunch of community transfer now in New South Wales, which is why it's ramped up over there. But it's coming. It's fucking coming big time. Everyone wants a 28. Okay, that's good feedback, dickheads. Maybe we'll switch it to a 28mm blotto. Do you want to see what it looks like? That's what a 30mm blotto looks like. But the fuckwits at Dovpo made the deck the same size, and I'm trying to convince them, and I will. I said, look, I'm not interested in doing a larger blotto if you don't make the deck bigger. The whole point of having a bigger blotto would be to make a bigger deck. So if you just... I'm not doing another blotto with the same fucking deck. Like, that's just dumb. So it's got to be a bigger deck so people can put bigger coils in there. We'll make it 28mm. And then I think we'll have something cool. But, yeah, it's just a slow process with Dovpo at the moment. New projects are kind of not as important as getting back onto production of existing stock that they need to get out. Daniel John, as in like Daniel Johns from Silverchair? I don't know. No, I don't know him. I don't know Daniel John. Yeah, the US looks like it's pretty hectic. My wife versus Casey Pickle in a fist fight. Who wins? I don't know. I think they're both like little ladies. I'm pretty sure that Nick's wife's fairly short. My wife's short. She's like 5'5" or something, tiny. That would be quite funny. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Nick, see what he thinks. That's a fucking good question. I'll put my money on my wife. Call it the fat blotto. Nah, because there's the fat rabbit and other stuff like that, and I don't want to be associated with that pile of shit. So I will, I don't know, we'll call it something different. The blotto obese. The blotto America. Everything's bigger over there. I don't know. We'll work it out. Maybe we'll call it something Aussie, like the blotto chunker. 30mm is like getting your donga thickened and not lengthening it. What was my band called? The band that I was in was called Backlash. We played for about 1.5 years, I reckon. Did a bunch of gigs around Adelaide, played with a few sort of quite prominent Adelaide punk bands. But yeah, just a bit of fun back in the day. Glad to hear you're enjoying the Blotto, William. What's my favourite IPA from the United States? I don't know. Hard to say the favourite US one, but my favourite from the UK would be Brewdog's Elvis Juice Grapefruit IPA. That's definitely one of my go-tos. Yeah, that's the problem. People are not taking it seriously enough and actually socially isolating or at least distancing themselves. I was driving yesterday to clean up the old house before the landlord comes and does an inspection. And I was driving down the street and there's like 2 fucking parking inspectors like touching each other and like, you know, fondling and just, it's like, stop it. What are you doing? You're fucking government employees and you're disregarding the social distancing thing. Just ridiculous. Take it seriously, people, and that's how we're going to get on top of this early. What's your opinion on Jay and his paywall and RTA drama? What's a paywall? What's the paywall? The drama I don't get involved in. It certainly looks like Vicious Ant maybe fucked him over, but I still haven't seen anything to prove that they didn't already have a design before they started talking to him about it. You know, at this point, it's still possible that they had a design before they started developing it with him. I don't know. I just haven't seen definitive proof. And after the whole Tony B thing, I'm just not getting involved unless I have definitive proof. But I don't know what you mean by paywall. I'm not sure what that is. When you go to England, you can drink proper beer. Where are you, Alex? Surely you got some proper beer. Can't you get Elvis juice? I can get Elvis juice here in Australia pretty easily. A paywall pay-per-view, no, I don't agree with that. Patreon for sure, and putting some content at paid. For me, my weekly bogs and other bits of content and competitions and the giveaways are all done on Patreon. But my general content, the stuff that people need, the reviews, and people need to be informed about products before they buy them, I have no intention of ever making that a pay-per-view thing. That's something that I feel people who can't afford to support someone like myself should still have access to. And those that can support someone like myself, I just ask, hey, jump on my Patreon. If you want to see more stuff, jump on my Patreon because you'll see more content, the vlogs. But the vlogs are not so informative and so vital to people making a consumer choice. I think the reviews are really, really important to keep free and accessible for everybody. And then if they want more of me, if they really enjoy what I do on YouTube, well, then they can go and get a bit more from Patreon. And even if they just want to support someone like myself who doesn't take money for doing videos, I don't do any advertising, I don't do any sponsorships or affiliate links. If you want to support someone like that, then go and please support my Patreon. But I'm never going to make the majority of my content for those that can pay, because that's just not what this is about. But each to their own. I'm not going to, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. I choose to do it a little differently. Reviewer only product setup. What's that? Reviewer only product setup? What does that mean? Yeah, I mean, he's definitely needs to obviously keep money coming in, but I feel like if I'm able to do that, and many other people in our vape community are able to do that without making all their videos a pay-per-view, then why does he need to do that? That's just my personal opinion. But again, each to their own. Okay, so does he release the stuff like later after it's been up for the pay? Yeah, okay, well, maybe that's a way to do it, but again, I don't know. The other thing that I think is, if you make most of your content a pay-per-view, how are you bringing in new supporters if people are only really seeing your content that have been paying for it? I think you should keep the majority of your stuff free so that you get your content on YouTube, so that new people see it and then go, oh, I like this guy, and subscribe. And otherwise, people drop off. People stop vaping and move on, and they stop watching you. If you're not bringing in new people watching, then eventually you're going to diminish your your viewer base. A setup of only reviewer oh, okay, right. A setup with just reviewer products. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's a big question. I don't know. I'd have to sit there and think. There's lots of questions in. I need to keep it going. The bloated blotto. Oh, okay, I like that. Rick Mahoney, bloated blotto. That's a good idea. Is that exploding vapes? I don't know. What do you mean? No, there's no exploding vapes. Who's my favorite reviewer in the game other than yourself? Obviously, no drama, just a question. I think my favorite reviewer, Nick. I fucking love Nick, man. I love watching Nick's videos. Nick and I have become really, really good mates from meeting up at expos. We had such a blast in New Zealand. I obviously love Matt. But I think Nick and I, we just have similar styles, and the way that we interact with each other just is really similar. And I just love his videos. So I think Nick would probably be my favorite other content creator in our community. Warhead 30mm RDA, do you still use it? No, not really. What's the best 30mm RDA in your opinion? Ooh. Asgard. Asgard full size. There you go. Boom. Or that, the Nightmare RDA, although I think that's 28. That's 28mm. Oh, okay, Shane. Yeah, so he's still doing 3 videos a week for free. Yeah, look, I mean, each to their own. Do what you need to do to pay the bills. At the end of the day, people can sometimes forget that, you know, we might be creating videos and getting sent products to review, but those products don't pay the bills. Like, I can't pay my bills with a free mod. In fact, I give away all the extra mods anyway. So, yeah, look, reviewers need to do their own thing. For me, it's always just about keeping it independent, you know, making an income without taking money from companies that send products. And as long as I can keep doing that, I'll keep doing that as long as I can. If it gets to a point where I have to, it may, but as long as I can keep my separation from being paid to make a video, I want to keep doing that and try and keep it as open, as accessible for the general public. Yeah, it's pretty normal for the gold on a 510 pin to scratch up. It's gold plating usually, so it's going to eventually scrape off when you screw it onto things with a pin. Cool, guys. Any other questions? I think we'll wrap it up. We're at, what are we at now? Fuck. Nearly 3 hours. Let's get this wrapped up. All right, dickhead. So I'm going to fucking wrap things up. Hope you're all having a good one. Hope you're all staying safe. Hope you're all taking note of the directions. As much as I hate the government, as much as I never listen to the government, now is the time we need to listen to our governments. Stay indoors as much as you can. Work from home if you can. Stay at good distance from people if you need to go somewhere public. Wash your hands. Look after your loved ones. Check on the old people next door to you. All right? Go and make sure that they're okay, because a lot of them are obviously fairly isolated now because they're vulnerable. So please go and check on your elderly neighbours and your relatives. Make sure you're calling them and keeping in contact with them. Be good to each other. Sub-home your dicks off and your bloody tits off. Any more questions in here? There you go. What am I ripping on? I've kind of covered that already earlier in the video, so go and check it out. That about does me, dickheads. As I said, I've got more mods to unbox and put up on the shelves, so I will be doing more live streams like this. And then once I've unboxed them all, I want to keep doing regular live content. So we're going to do this again very soon, and I'll have some more regular reviews happening later in this week as well. So, as I said, stay safe, stay healthy, and sub-home your fucking dicks and your tits off. And above all, corona your fucking bits off. Self-isolate your bits off. Cheers, dickheads. Have a good one.